Okay, so I'm Juan Pablo. I'm been developing the data exporter app. It's still a work in progress, but I think we have enough to show something right now. So as it was told a couple of days ago, the data exporter app is used to migrate users from one instance to another. And that's what we are going to do right now. So we have two different instances here. Both are with ownCloud 10.09, and right now we are going to create some new users here that are the ones that we are going to import in the other one. So let's create a couple of users. And then let's log in with one of them and add some files here. So let's share this file with the other user, which is user 2. And also let's create a public link so anyone can access to this file. In addition, the other user will have more files. You can see here the share file. We can add a new one. And share this file with the first user. So right now we have, we can see more or less an average setup. We can also share with another a third-party server. It is there. So what we are going to do is to import these users to this other server, which the server doesn't have those users yet. So let's see how we can do that. On the left side, we have a command line for the first server with both users. And on the right side, we have the new server where we are going to import those users. So let's see what commands are available to do this export. So we have the export user command, which is the command that we are going to use to export all the information. So let's export the user 1, and we are going to export in the TMP, in the temporal folder, for example, all that information. So if we go here, we can see the user 1 folder, which contain all the exported information that will be used in the other server. So let's compress that information in order to send it back to the second server. and then send to the other server. So let's test compress here the file we have sent. So we have in the new server right now we have the information that we have exported from the first server. So right now we are going to import that information here. With the import user command that we need just the directory that we have taken back from the first server. So right now we have imported the user here. The imported user has a random password set, so we have to reset the password to a unknown one. So we can log in here with the new user. We can see here the imported file from the other server, as well as the sharing information that is generated. We have automatically shared this file with the user 2 from the other server. We can check here that the notification has arrived. So here we have the file that is shared from this second server. You can check also that the information is basically the same, that is shared by user 1, which is mostly this user. So this is not finished, because if we check what files we have here, we have this file which is shared by the user 2, which should also be shared against the first user, which doesn't appear here. So in order to fix this, we have to run a second command in the old server, which is the export migrate share. Which take the user ID of the user that has been exported and the target remote server in order to rewire the missing shares. So let's do it. So once this is done, we can check if we refresh here that this file has been also shared with the user1 server, with the user1 from the remote server, which is this one. We can check that the notification is here, and you have right now you have access to the file shared here in the old server. So we can go a bit forward and also, well, I think so we can go a bit forward and migrate also the user 2 to the new server. The process is basically the same. So let's export the user2 into the same temporal folder. As well as compress and send the information back to the new server. So let's decompress the data here. And import the user. Same as before, we have to reset the password of the user. So if we access with the user2 here, we have the same the same file we have here, also properly shared with the proper users. We have here the file shared with the user1, which is in the same server in this case, because it has been migrated. And also we have this file which has been shared for the user1. So right now, since the process has been finished, we could delete the file, the users from the old server, and effectively finish the migration of the users. So, well, this is the most of the demo. So, as the application for this, for the use cases of this app, we can maybe either split or merge different servers into one, for example, as well as migrate users from one servers to your public or private server, or vice versa. So I guess this is all that we have to show right now. So any questions? Yeah.
Why is not possible to make it automatically? The server one communicate with the second. You already have ownCloud, but you don't have to create that para. And you said that it's easy to further fast. That's why you have ownCloud. You download the file from one over to the other, and the second server can send the request to the first. In fact, the user is already here. It's okay. Everything is back. So you can accept the token automatically for the first server and the second and the second.
So
You have to do too many commands at the same time. That's why you can do that automatically.
So the question is basically that we have to.
Why should we do it manually instead of doing automatically?
So why we have to do it manually? Well, it has to be like that. I mean, automatically. I mean,
the design for now is that the system is doing that and has the possibility to go back up or anything like that. It's a system admin driven process. You can now write an app to build on top to provide an API to connect to move the shares from the user level, the data of the user, so that you can migrate yourself to another instance if you want to. This is then not an admin-based process, this is the user process now. So here and now, the focus is on letting the system administrator, the operator, do the export and import.
So this would add another layer of complexity to automate it, so we want just a basic concept.
At this point, the whole export challenge was the first step, independent metadata format, which is understood also further in other versions, so that we can export data, including the metadata, and the import is possible without doing any metadata. So you can think of the whole file IDs will change. And, can you open the import command there again? There's a little feature which could be very interesting for lots of you. You can even change the username. Smiling faces. So, is it working with changing the user ID already?
not right now. It's.
But it's planned to have that. So by importing, you can do mapping. And we create new file IDs, but we preserve the metadata bound to file ID, and we can even have the user ID. We can even export and import in the same instance, changing only the user ID one. It was an expression, right? Yeah.
Is the possibility to have an import all, export all?
You could easily write that by looking over the users. You can even do it in Dash. Or you can ask JP to do this in the user.
Yeah, you can do that. Because I want to administrate or make a backup of a whole system. Middle code is really amazing. Otherwise, I have to script everything what I want.
Yeah, we decided to not automatically tower the whole thing, not to make every automation there. So this is part you can easily do on the system administration. We focus here really on the challenges this export and import functionality is providing anyway. You see a very early phase of this. And you have opened the repository for that, that's right?
Yeah.
So you can have a look at the code, you can provide feedback. You have the possibility to ask more questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, thank you. It's very great to have this. Could I see the old instance in the browser again? So there you have two files, two shares from the old user and from the new server. So you would have to delete the old user and the old instance to make this share disappear, or because I see there I have the same file twice, right?
Yes. We decided to not delete any file nor share, just in case something goes wrong and we can retry.
I can remove it afterwards if I see, okay, import the new instance went well, I can delete the old one.
Yeah.
I can have both instances running simultaneously.
Yes. Once we have you have finished the import process, you can delete the old user.
In the case
Before that you export files, do you take care about file versions and trash them? That was my next question.
Right now, I think we have only file version that we have exported, and trash bin I think is on the way.
And tags? And tags?
Tags I think is also planned. No, I think so.
what happens when the C client is still enabled in the first server, they will start to download all the files again, the new files that you have to reshare again.
You need to make a new account in the client anyway, right? But I don't know the other. But if you have it under the same domain, right, you need to see how it behaves. I think it will change.
We preserve the intersection.
Yeah.
You know, you will have to
We need to test this.
We'll test it, trust me.
Yeah.
What will happen if there is a user 2 in the first system, you export data, and if there is a user 2 in the system,
By default, they will reuse that account if it's possible.
So you couldn't even merge now. Like, you would
I
like to
think
have
that's not the question. The problem is that there are files appears as a second system where there's a user 2 entity.
You can set a new user ID, or you can choose an existing user ID, and you will just add the data by default to that user. That's on purpose. Like, as a system administrator, you should know your users.
If user comes from LDAP, then it is also the user.
As long as the backend is the same, we can reuse the user account. Yeah. So more questions? Yeah.
Did you think about groups?
Groups, yes. We have some plans also for migrating groups.
It's hard.
We haven't checked yet that.
You will not get remote group share.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You can have groups in the old instance and groups in the new instance. You will not care about the members of the group to have them the same way. Okay. But if they are the same way, where you can export them and import them, and if you treat the groups the same way, you can also add the group shares.
Okay.
And then it will be the same thing. Even though we will preserve the middle that was for group shares, but we will not care about having groups set up the same way.
So I have to make sure beforehand to create the groups and the user automatically gets added to the group, or do I have to take care of this?
Yeah, but you can have exporting functionality for groups, system groups, and for importing them too, so you can align to instances to sync them also on group level beforehand. So if the use case is to migrate an instance, that makes sense. You can also modify the data parameters, of course. So it's a JSON format, and you have tool sets for removing certain data. So you can manipulate data or filter data, stuff like that. And also, there's a lot of functionality. You need to find the best way to deal with challenges like that. So you want to filter or change some data and stuff. So there's lots of possibilities because it's really powerful.
You will receive feedback.
Yeah, sure.
So the groups will be kept even if the user then change the name. It was Carlos and now it's Action, for example, and the user I would belong to the same group.
Very likely, yeah. I think we can do that.
How about the LDAP users? That is in different configuration. Would it be possible just to link with the new ownCloud server with an LDAP string or whatever so that they can be really imported to the preferences from LDAP?
As long as the user ID is the same, yes. If the user ID changes, we can do that. Maybe with with the alias we can somehow manage to rewire the user, but it's something to test anyway.
So if I choose a different data configuration, that I should compare a parameter from the previous configuration, and I want to optimize the new configuration with a new data configuration that is given the same parameter. That instead of using some account, I want to use UID, for example.
Well, but that will change the user ID of both users. So if the user ID is different, we can rewire it. So more questions? And that's all. Thank you.